Hey, 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 hey. This is HQ in the house. One of these afternoon shows. This is HQ of HQ Reacts. And we got some Ashley that we wanted to show. Some interesting ladies showed up on the Ashley show. They had some weird things to say, of course. They continue to go over there and be validated by being gold digger esque. There must be a lot of people in that sprinkle audience because they come over here to be validated by Ashley. She don't call them out. She don't say anything about it is wrong. She just lets it happen. So we're going to visit Ashley Dalton today. Advice to level up your life. Leveling up your life means wanting to be taken care of by someone else or wanting to have someone else's money to take care of yourself. That's what it basically means. I'm coming to find that out. And I get it. You guys want somebody, you think you're beautiful and you're good enough to be taken care of, and I get all that. But why not just try to find yourself a husband instead of looking for a provider or a person that is a person who substitutes your life? Try to find a husband. But these ladies really may be looking for that, but they're asking about it in the wrong way. So we're going to visit Ashley and see what the young ladies have to say because they're out of pocket.
Or trying to be, I meet these.
Wait, so are you or are you not?
I'm retired. Did it for 2 years, but no, I have a regular desk job now.
Okay.
And now that I'm trying to date, not only am I trying to be normal with them and not treat them like a spicy creator would, but now I feel like, yes, somebody said I want to rebrand. Yeah, I want to rebrand. I'm not lying.
So have you wiped your socials clean or have you changed up your social media? Like if I look at your social media now, would it read that?
My Twitter, yeah.
She is an ex-OnlyFan woman. So she has to wipe all of her social media clear before she starts to look for a provider or a husband. Listen to this right here.
Hello, welcome in.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm doing. I was in the middle of stirring up my rotel in the oven. I'm like, she ain't going to pick me. I'm about to eat real quick.
Oh, no, we came in between.
I ain't come for diet advice. Y'all want to see? I can't even switch. I ain't going to switch the camera, but I was just in here. I'm like, I'm waiting. Let me start this rotel.
You know how I know they're not ready for the big time or they're not ready to actually go to the next level and they're just talking? Is when a woman gets on here and she's missing her nails, hair is not done, or anything of the above. No one has caught HQ in the years that I've only been on social media for almost 2 years. They have never caught me without my hair or my makeup, my hair or my fingernails done. Why would you get on here and that's one of the first things people look at, especially when you put it towards your face, is your nails and your hair? That's how I know you're not ready to level up. And that's how I know you're not really serious about getting a serious husband or a boyfriend. This young lady right here, nails broken, makes no sense to me.
Rotel in the oven real quick. My bad, y'all.
You're good. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
Yes, I consent.
Okay, what brings you up?
Well, I definitely got a lot of advice from the ladies in the comments, and of course, like everybody else, Ashley, I watch your lives too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, y'all, I'm halfway ready. I know everybody say that.
Right.
To be honest, my advice is that I want is for dating, but
it's kind of a unique situation. So, am I geeked over the food? Yeah, I'm hungry. I ate all day. So, I am newly like back on the scene to like date, and I feel like I keep meeting people that only want to date me based off of my career, and I don't want to say I have been a spicy creator. I'm a retired spicy creator, and I meet guys. Everything. Else is in progress, y'all. Like, I have a regular job, 9 to 5 job. I have an office job, fashion, clothing, all of that, like makeup, all of that stuff. These are things that I already just love anyway.
Okay, let me know. Okay.
But yes, y'all, I'm a retiree. I'm 34. So I'm over that now.
Okay, but I'm sure, are you meeting these men offline so they don't know that you did like OF, I'm assuming, if that's what you're talking about. If you're not meeting them on the internet.
Some of them, yeah.
See, OnlyFans by itself is not a problem. That's not an issue. What did you do on the OnlyFans that is? If you're a foot model, or you didn't do a face channel, or your face wasn't on there, you did my hand modeling, you did clothing modeling, you did that kind of thing, then that's fine. But if you did anything else where they showed tits and ass, then that would be a problem. I could explain away me being a model, a foot model. Can she explain away what she used to do?
Popular. You're very popular. So then they know.
No, I'm not that popular, because if I was, I would be rich and I wouldn't need no advice. So
fair enough.
I'm not gonna.
We can't help it that you have a shitty marketing ploy. We can't help that you charge $10 to see your OnlyFans page. That's not our problem. We can't help it if you're not a good, savvy businesswoman. Any woman that gets on the internet, nude, shows the cookies, shows the yams, anything, and you don't make any money, you're a shitty business person. I'm not judging you regardless of whether you get on here or not. That's not what I'm judging. What I'm saying is, if you get on here and show your tits and your ass, you better be making money to do it, because it should be worth it if that's what you're going to do.
It was just a time in my life, but when I meet people, I don't know if I'm supposed to be transparent about it, or should I just lie and act like it never happened. But it's hard for me to do that when sometimes I meet people who already was like my subscribers.
That's what I was asking. That's why I said, if you don't tell them were you that popular where they would have seen you out and be like, oh, that's the girl from such and such. I'm assuming you said you were more small profiles. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in a small city. I'm in Wisconsin. It's a very small city. Chicago.
Okay.
But it's very small and everybody knows everything. And a lot of my subscribers was people that already wanted to date me before. I didn't give them a chance, and then COVID happened.
And you see where she messed up, right? This is where you messed up. You tried to get people in your town to be your subscribers. You tried to get people that you knew to be your subscribers, to support you. Yet you were doing illicit things. That was the worst thing to do. If you're going to advertise for someone not in the town that you're born and raised in, not in the town in which you live, you want to get supporters from anywhere else besides where you live, because the situation that you just described is what happens. You go to the grocery store to get you some meat and potatoes, and you run into somebody who's seen your clitoris. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
And I couldn't find work, and then it happened. So now that I'm normal and retired, or trying to be, I meet these.
Wait, so are you or are you not?
I'm retired.
Okay.
I did it for 2 years, but no, I have a regular desk job now.
Okay.
And now the
Why did you go? Why are you a regular desk job person? Because you're on. That's sad. You were so on. She doesn't do it anymore. She's a shitty OnlyFans person. She's a shitty OnlyFans person that she had to quit and become a secretary. I thought sex sold money. You have a shitty marketing campaign. Ain't no way. You should have been doing this for 2 years and not made any money. Not enough to retire on. Which tells me, was it worth it to do the OnlyFans? Was it worth it to get nude or whatever? Now you're in a town, you have retired from the OnlyFans thing. Now you're in a town in which everyone knows that you were an OnlyFans person. You didn't make any money from the OnlyFans. Now you have to look or level up your life to find yourself a husband or a boyfriend that can help supplement your life. That's the worst place that you should have been. You're an OnlyFans, ex-OnlyFans person who didn't make money. Now everybody knows that you're a shitty OnlyFans ex-person who didn't make money.
that I'm trying to date, not only like am I trying to be normal with them and not like treat them like a spicy creator would, but now I feel like, yes, somebody said I want to rebrand. Yeah, I want to rebrand. I'm not lying.
So have you wiped your socials clean, or have you changed up your social media? Like if I look at your social media now, would it read that?
My Twitter, yeah. My TikTok, yes. So, Instagram is a mixture, but
okay, so everything has to go. If you're completely rebranding, everything has to go. Every link, everything that alludes to that you do that, it has to go. They said scrub it. Yep.
But I don't post that anymore.
But like, you said Insta still kinda. It has to go.
Well, I still have subscribers still following me from before on there. That's how I got them.
Okay, but you're not dating them. So we don't have to worry about them, right? But you're still removing everything.
Okay.
You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Well, I don't want to say that I'm not ready, but it's...
No, you're not ready. You're not ready to give up that little bit of fame of people noticing who you are, noticing what you used to do in order to be the companion and the wife that you say you want. There's no way, unless I could definitively explain, definitively defend what I did on OnlyFans, would I leave that OnlyFans up? I would delete everything associated with it if you didn't want it to be so. She doesn't want to defend. She doesn't want to delete anything. She says, well, that's how they find me. No. Delete everything if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, then don't do that, right? She still wants to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the proverbial OnlyFans club. Now she wants a boyfriend, and now all the men in her town know that she used to be a OnlyFans chick. Get out of your hometown.
When I meet these men and they already have I feel like they already approached me still looking at me from how I was. No, I don't promote it anymore, guys. But they came from there, and if they see the change is there. But when I go on these dates, they ask these questions.
So why not date someone outside of your city? Maybe, they're saying relocate.
I can't afford that right now.
How did you do OnlyFans for 2 years? You know what? I can't with this young lady. You just put a whole nother thing onto your life. I'm not saying OnlyFans ruins your life. I'm saying you should be able to defend it if you have to. Erase the past, erase all of that. Go to a different city, find a decent human being who has no idea what you used to do, and when you're comfortable enough, explain to him what you used to do, and let it be behind you at least 2 years before you can even talk to somebody about it. But don't go into a date with someone and you only been off OnlyFans half a day or half a year. She still dibbles and dabbles in it. She just doesn't want to be called out about it. You're still an OnlyFans residual. You still have residual things about OnlyFans. Get rid of
I
it.
travel. I just can't afford to relocate though.
Okay. I would say traveling, relocating. If Wisconsin is small and you can't find anyone to date, or you are finding people who want to date you, but it's only for one thing, then I'm assuming it's either you date someone who's completely different, not that type of guy, someone completely different type of man, or you travel.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
Different man and different place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, people in the comments saying that they will accept the real me, but it always comes up, and I'm just trying to just move around from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
And I'm not
they
retired.
play it off like they're accepting you for you, but then I feel like they just would want to conquer you. Like, look, I had her, I got her. Look, yeah, that
That's
girl.
how I feel.
That's what I feel is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna say, "Oh, I like you," and it's not about that, and you can be you, and then they get what they want, and I don't know. It's like, oh, I had her.
Yeah, I mean, so I can't date.
Wait a minute. So is she saying that she had sex on this OnlyFans thing? Do they actually have sex on this OnlyFans thing, or do they just show their body on OnlyFans thing? That's the thing. I don't understand what OnlyFans is. I've never been over there. Don't know. Right. So my whole thing is, what did she do? What did she do over there? You showed your body. You showed you showed all of that. You can almost get away with that if you haven't had sex with people on camera, right? If you just showed your cookies and your whatever, maybe. But this young lady is, how do you not have any money and you showed your booty on camera? I don't understand how that's not money. I'd have all kinds of money. That's crazy.
So I'm 50 now. Like this the other thing. I guess everybody's saying just delete everything, and actually you said delete everything too.
Right.
But I knew going in that the possibility that it was on the internet forever was going to be there forever. When I went in, it's because I really needed the money, so I did that with the expectation that it would come up. I guess I just don't want to do. I don't know what to do now that I actually want to date and be serious.
I say relocate. That would be your next option. Relocate. And also look at your analytics. What cities are most of the guys subscribed from? Avoid those cities.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on business. Everybody think, listen, y'all, I'm 34. I'm older. I have a real job now. And all my friends are engaged or have kids and settled down. And I just don't relate to them anymore. So that's not the reason why I want to change. I'm just older now. It was just a chapter in my life. But
okay.
That's the only question that I had. I'm just listening to all the other advice in the comments and all the other ladies. But thank you, Ashley. You're beautiful.
You're welcome. Thank you, Beauty. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
Wow.
There's no way. Can she get a fair shake? Can she get a fair shake? What was she doing on the OnlyFans? Were you getting your back blown out? Were you on there showing nudes, showing the cookies? What were you doing? That also depends on it, because if you're ashamed of showing what you did, then you need to delete everything that you did. That way, a man doesn't have a picture in his mind of what you did. When you meet your new husband, you meet your new beau, hopefully there's no pictures on the internet of you. Delete all of the pictures. Delete anything that you could have did that was OnlyFans. That's what you do. And that way he's not able to pull all of those things up, and then he doesn't have the picture in his mind, the actual picture in his mind as to what you did. Because a lot of men, OnlyFans is not a deal breaker if you didn't have sex with other people. It may be a deal breaker if you're just nude, but 9 times out of 10, it definitely will be a deal breaker if you've had sex on camera. So I suggest you delete everything if that's what you did. And then that way you can just say what you did instead of showing what you did. Nobody wants to see their spouse on camera, whether it was 5 years or 10 years, getting sprayed on. Next person.
Been through it all. You name it.
Sorry, guys.
Now who's feeling those exact feelings, who's going through what you're going through. However, my space, I don't want to be here, then c'est la vie.
Hey, I do. Oh my God, I'm on here.
Yes, you are.
Vivica Fox.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Vivica?
I am okay. Let me wipe my camera a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have been watching you like time to time. You will pop up on my feed. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Welcome in. And let me also ask you this. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially go platform?
Of course, of course. I hope somebody could screen record this and actually tag me later on, hopefully. And I was touching up my makeup because I was just, watching you do it. So I'm like, holy. So don't mind the little blush splotches. Sorry.
Okay.
But I would say the issue that I am having more so is I'm Haitian and Bahamian. So, we grew up in a household where it was like either, you go to school, you come home, you go to church, either the three. If you wasn't trying to be something in life, then you basically wasn't it. It was like a black sheep. So, yes, I have been, I'm pretty sure a good population of women been through that love, abusive, whatever the case may be. But I want to let you know, Ms. Dawson, I have been through it all. You name it, I've been through it. I'm 25. I have no kids. I've never had when I say I have no kids, I mean I've never had a pregnancy scare, never had to take a pregnancy test. Like it's just.
Yeah, but how did you go through so much then? You've never been through everything. You just been through crappy men. And every time you find a crappy man, you need to take accountability for the fact that you continue to pick the crappy men. I'm not saying that all the men were perfect and you just have a bad picking meter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you've been through a lot, that means you've allowed a lot to happen. You've allowed these things to occur. And most people understand that they're not going to allow more than once or twice to deal with the foolery. And you're 25, which tells me you haven't been through nearly as much pain as the rest of us.
I have a cat, and I do not want to be that cat lady. My issue is, I feel as if I am a firecracker, and I am very humble, but I feel like it's just not enough. I feel like it's just not enough, and I feel as if like I have a low tolerance.
What's not enough?
That's the thing. I'm still trying to figure that out too. I am literally still trying to figure that out because I was 220 pounds. I currently weigh 135. I do want the perfect ab tone, summertime, lift up your hand, Bahamas picture type of, that's what I really want for myself. And I feel as if, and right now I'm currently studying for real estate. I'm trying to take my test in about a month. I'm really, really trying here.
Good. Okay.
Because I don't want to be 30, financially irresponsible, emotionally damaged, or emotionally unstable, or like just I don't know. I don't want to catch it. When
why are you emotionally unstable, and why are you a firecracker? Why are you that way?
Okay, I personally think that I'm a firecracker because I have, like I said, I have a low tolerance for stupidity. So like if something is said, I know fake it till you make it, but when something is said in front of me in like a public area, I just can't help but to like make a face. Or like people, will judge me by my looks and be like, oh yeah, she's like really mean. And I swear I'm not. You just have to be protective of your spirit, your energy, your aura, your time. And like I said, I've been through so much. I'm just so tired of being screwed.
Sorry about that. I keep muting myself. I am so sorry. She seems to be bitchy. You cannot pick men who don't want bitchy. She's always picking men who don't want bitchy. And yet and still she continues to be that way. Some people never learn they can't do the things they want to do in relationships.
Are you in therapy, my love? Because a lot of the chat is saying therapy.
Don't make y'all don't even make me drop. I'm telling y'all, I've been through everything. I am trying. I am in therapy right now with 2 therapists. Like, yes, definitely. Because Haitians automatically.
That don't even sound good. You in therapy with 2 therapists and 2 of them can't get you together. 2 of them can't figure out your trauma. 2 of them can't get you past the behaviors, the learned behaviors, the messed up behaviors that you practicing. You yourself said you're a hyena, not a hyena, but you said you're bitchy. You don't understand that doesn't work. Why don't you understand that off the bat, ladies, bitching doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Anybody who is any cultural, I suggest, yes, you go run. You go.
And here's the kick in the pants. I got to say this. Men, us bitching is our way of trying to say we're disappointed in you. Because I wouldn't be pushing you and pushing you and pushing you if you were doing what you were supposed to be doing for me. That's telling me if she's bitching, that tells me she's disappointed in what you're doing. It's just another way of saying that.
Run and find you a therapist, because don't make it seem like you don't need it, because we do. And I don't know if I'm still trying to be a parent pleaser and prove to my family that I can not be a black sheep. Well, I don't know, because I can go to the bar, I can pick up an older gentleman if needs be. I know how to carry myself, but it's just like when I go home or when I'm laying in bed before I pray and actually go to sleep, it's like I'm like, damn, am I gonna be like this for the rest of my life? Where it's like I'm just not having it.
And what's not having it? What's going on? What do you feel? What is it when you go back home and you're in your room? What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking, to be honest, that I can't be loved, or whatever I do for somebody who I let close into my circle, they definitely take it for granted. That's what I feel like. I feel as if no matter how hard I try and as close as I get, every time I get closer and closer, it's just always something. So my question is, how do I, because not to say I follow everything you say verbatim, but I wake up, I work out, I'm trying to do the Pilates. My water intake is crazy. You would have thought that I was a 8-month pregnant lady, the way I'm running I'm telling you, my beauty, I'm watching tips, I'm, trying to do my own hair. My toes are beautiful. I'm literally trying here, but it's just I don't see no connection. I don't feel no connection.
Yeah, but so here's the issue with that. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people when they get on a fitness journey or any type of journey. Everything has to be cohesive, right? So that means you have to be on a fitness, mental, spiritual, energetic journey. And you can't want to work out just for the result. That's not what you're in it for. You're in it for the feeling. You're in it so you can feel better. You're in it for the self-love of it all. Not just so let me lose this weight so I could find this man. Let me lose this weight so I could be snatched.
So
no,
not to say it like this, but because the guy
for the
that
discipline, exactly, for the discipline.
Right, I think that's what it is. Because the guy that I currently, he told me this. I'm gonna repeat his words. I am not his girlfriend. I never was. And as a woman, believe it or not, I don't care what nobody says. It does hurt when somebody tell you and you be like, wait, what? And he actually, likes watching you. He actually knows about you. And I just feel as if
how are you still talking to a person who tells you that you're not his girlfriend when you had the impression that you were his girlfriend? So what he did was sideline you and you accepted that. How do you accept that kind of sideline? You're dealing with him and he says, oh no, you're not my girlfriend. What am I supposed to do when you tell me that? What did she do when he told her that? She's all over the place.
Like I don't have no trust in him. He doesn't really compliment me like at all. He's like very nonchalant, and I
So the question is, what do you see in him that makes you stay when he's disrespecting you? What?
guess
Not
because I grew up in a big family household, I guess it would just be nice for somebody to be like, "You're really pretty today, baby," or "Good job on your studies, sweetie," or you get what I'm saying. I never really had that
So is
growing
that
up.
person you're dating? Are you dating him? Is this your guy?
Like I said, I'm repeating verbatim the words that came out of his mouth. No, but I gave him the option because we are adults now. We are the new adults, new age. I'm like, hey, look, I want to give you this opportunity. I want to give you this chance.
You see the disrespect that she accepts. She's a bad bitch. She's all that in a bag of chips, blah, blah, blah. And yet and still you take that disrespect. When the person says that you're not their girlfriend, act accordingly. Deliberately take steps to walk away. Deliberately take steps to minimize this person's influence in your life. If you're one of those people that have to have a man, then find you a different man to pay attention to you. Minimize the influence this person has over you. Because no one wants to wake up after getting rizzed on and they turn over and say, "You're not my girlfriend." No woman wants to hear that. And when she does hear that, she needs to act accordingly. This young lady thought she was somebody's boyfriend. Now she's being treated like a side piece.
If you want to, go and live your life or, be a little spring chicken and still peacock, I understand. Like, I understand. But if that is the case, then, it's only right that I do it too. And
no, it's not a matter of doing it too. What it is a matter of you taking control of your life and minimizing the damage that this person can do in yours. There's no way after he said, "I'm not his woman," after we've been dealing with each other for a while, and then you tell me I'm not your boyfriend, it's time for you to move around. Don't be dumb, move around.
that went through the roof. Men are not really,
But my love, I feel like you're young and beautiful and you have your whole life ahead of you. And I don't think you should just stay around with the one guy who's not pouring into you, not loving you right, not showing up in the way that you need him to. I think you don't have to. You're young, you're beautiful. You don't need to.
And that's the thing, like me and my relationship, because God has given me everything that I have ever asked for. But like, I don't know. And it's just like to a point where I'm just not attracted to the dating pool, period. Like, I don't know. I'm not attracted to intimacy anymore. Like it's been a while. I don't know. It's like a light switch. Just
Then why is it that you're in the dating market if you're not willing to do what needs to be done in order to be in a relationship? Get out of the relationship, exit dating market, take care of you, lose the rest of your weight, work on your self-esteem. These are the things that you do first. You're not willing to do the things it takes to be in a relationship. Get out of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely want you to get in therapy if you haven't done so already. I tell all the girls this. So I really want you to speak to a therapist just so you can really unpack some of the things that you're feeling. All right?
She knows she needs help. She knows she needs help. She's just doing the most right now. You have to understand, you have to recognize when you need help. When you need help, get help. Ask for help. Right? I know I'm not interested in dating. Then be honest about that. You're not interested in dating. You're not interested in any kind of man. You're not interested in any of these things. Be honest about it and get out of the dating market. Don't drag a man into the dating market with you when you're not ready. She just wants to be there because she doesn't want to be alone. This is sad. We have another case.
I really remember why we stopped talking.
Let's see.
Just dating in general. When do you feel like it's too soon to request something? Because I kind of feel like in our day and age, I don't really have time for the 4 to 5 month period of, I want to get to know you first. And then,
What do you mean request? What do you mean request? Like ask for money?
Like not even ask for money, but like I'm gonna be honest, like I'm over the dinner stage. Like I don't want to go to dinner. I want to go to the mall because it's like, what we go?
Okay, well, if you want to go to the mall on the first date, I'm keeping it real. That's gonna give off escort. That's gonna give off prostitute. That's gonna give that off immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm being very blunt with you, that's what that's gonna get off.
Right.
If you're on that type of time, sure, sure.
Right.
It's just that guys, they be all on you.
Okay. Hello, Clover.
Hey, Ashley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Let me wipe my camera off.
Okay. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially go platform?
I do.
This is definitely one of the females that can embarrass you. This is one of the women that can embarrass you. Men be all on me. Let's listen to her.
All right. What brings you up tonight?
Well, I wanted to get some advice. So when I was younger, I'm 26 now, but when I was younger, around 2021, I was on Tinder and I was dating because when I was younger, I had this goal to find a sugar daddy. Like that's not an old creepy sugar daddy, but just like an older gentleman that would help me out financially. And from 20 to 26, I kind of evolved a little bit more. Like I'm more like an entrepreneur. Like I'm actually working in private equity. And I've been on my own for a while, but I feel like recently, like my dad passed, it's 3 years now. It's been hitting me that like that was my person and I don't really have much of a support system. But it's like I haven't had support this whole time, you know what I mean? But for some reason it's just hitting differently. And I think I'm ready for like a relationship where a guy is actually helping me grow. And ironically, recently I moved to New York because before I was in Charlotte when I was dating. And the first guy that I went on a date with, I ran into in New York. He's actually a banker. So he's in the same industry that I'm like working in. And he's actually like active, like he's dating with the purpose, like he's looking for a wife. When we and him first met, his wife actually had passed giving birth. So he had lost like his whole family. Oh. Yeah, so it wasn't good time. And I was actually really young too. Like I wasn't ready for him. I was like one of them. I was listening to like all the little rap songs, you know. I was one of them. You know,
being 21, just being 21.
Yeah. So it's like now I'm more mature, and I'm like, okay, I see this going somewhere.
No, you ain't more mature. You just know how to hide it better. Because no mature woman comes on here and says this kind of garbage, this kind of nonsense. Jeez, nobody wants you to take their money, young lady, or be responsible for another adult. Otherwise, he'd put you on his tax return. No man wants to be told this.
But it's like I can't really remember why we stopped talking. I want him to kind of help with my business a little bit, like just help it grow. But I don't want to. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So how long have you guys been talking?
We've had 3 conversations now. We schedule calls. So every Monday at 7 p.m. we talk. Is that weird?
Girl, that's very weird. Is he in a relationship or remarried?
I don't think so. I told him I'm not looking for a relationship because I'm focused on my business right now.
Girl, he got somebody. If he's scheduling a call every Monday at 7, that's definitely
somebody. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not that emotionally involved, so it don't hurt. It's just more so like.
No, it's not a matter of maybe he got somebody. It's a matter of he feels like he's in the friend zone, so he's keeping her there until she changes her mind and sleeps with him. He's only keeping her there for that. Soon as you change your mind, I'm right here and I'll see you on this particular day.
Okay, that's what he's doing.
Okay, well, if he hasn't told you, I guess you don't know if he's married or in a relationship, because I'm sure he just hasn't said anything. I'm just assuming, right? But what is the conversations like when you do tell him about your business, or you're going out to lunch, or you drop a glass slipper? What is he saying?
Well, he's very supportive. Like he gives me a lot of feedback, but you know, in my world, I'm always on LinkedIn. So I'm used to guys he gives me the same advice that the guys I speak to on LinkedIn gives me. But it's like with him knowing that I know he has goals of dating me, I feel like his advice should be a little bit more like action oriented. But he's not in New York though. He's in Charlotte. And he comes here because for business when he's working at wherever he works. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't sound like, if you're on that type of time and if he's on that type of time, it doesn't sound like, it just sounds more like an emotional support buddy.
That's what it seems like. So,
yeah, that's what it seems like. If he hasn't asked you, hey, Clover, I know you're young. Do you need any?
No, he understands that she's a gold digger. He ain't trying to get involved with no gold digger, but he'll sleep with her. He'll sleep with her, but he probably ain't trying to support her or anything like that. You can't ask a man to take care of you, young lady. It just is not the way it is. And you think you're trying to play him for his name being Stanley. I don't get why you think this is going to work.
Anything, and he's much older than you, right?
He's 12 years older than me.
Right. Yeah. So if he's much older, he's scheduling calls. I'm assuming there's someone else in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you guys are just there for emotional support to have combos.
Right.
No.
For the 6 days out of the week, he can't speak to you. So technically, there's nothing there.
Right.
You guys are just talking every Monday just to say, hey, what's going on? All right. Everything's good. Give me advice. Bye.
Right.
You could get that here.
Right.
I mean, when hearing you say it, it gives a whole different perspective, because in my mind, I'm like, okay. So.
No, you're a dingy. What do you mean, why ain't I at work? Because I don't have to work. Today is a free day. Oh, and besides, I got to get in touch with these people so that I can advertise my podcast.
So outside of him, just dating in general, when do you feel like it's too soon to request something? Because I kind of feel like in our day and age, I don't really have time for the 4 to 5 month period of, I want to get to know you first. And then, like,
what do you mean request? What do you mean request? Like ask for money?
Like not even ask for money, but like, I'm going to be honest, like I'm over the dinner stage. Like I don't want to go to dinner. I want to go to the mall, because it's like, where we go?
Okay, well, if you want to go to the mall on the first date, I'm keeping it real. That's going to give off escort. That's going to give off prostitute.
Definitely.
That's going to give that off immediately.
Yeah.
If I'm being very blunt with you, that's what that's going to get off. If you're on that type of time, sure.
It's just that guys, they be all on you, on the first date. And so that's why I kind of feel like, okay, well, since you rushing that, let's go ahead and rush this.
Yeah, it's not, let me say this for everybody watching. It's not materialistic. If you're meeting a stranger for the first time and the first thing you're asking out of your mouth is take me to Chanel, that means this is transactional, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you can't get the goods. I'm not saying that. But if you're doing that when you meet them off the bat, hello, hi, my name is, take me to here. Right. That means it's transactional.
Right.
Let's call a thing right now. Let's just call a thing a thing.
Yeah.
So what do you think is a good time period to wait? Like, not
before I ask for money. Before she asks for money. It ain't gonna never be a good time to ask somebody for money, young lady. You might as well do it off the bat. Find out if they're willing to give you the money. You might as well do it right now. If that's what time you on, if that's what time you taking, do it right now so they know exactly what they're getting. Instead of trying to butter them up, make them think this is gonna be something that it ain't, and get it over with. That's all you gotta do. Ain't gotta do nothing else. Ain't no good time.
Not necessarily ask, but where you think it's appropriate to start saying, like you said, alluding to like, okay, I want this, because it's not even.
See, alluding means deception. Alluding to means I'm not going to say it, but I'm just going to pretend like I'm saying something else, but I'm really saying, give me some money. Nobody wants to be deceived. Okay? Just come out and say it.
Even just about shopping. Like sometimes it's about, I may want to travel, or I may want to, I just want you to offer something. Like
I want you to offer something, but you don't deserve something. You deserve what I'm able to give you. You deserve to be really respected and loved and cared for, but not supported. You're not a dependent. Stop doing that. That's unattractive.
I kind of feel like at some point a man is, like you said, they should be offering to start doing.
If they're your husband or fiance, they're supposed to be offering. Not when they first meet you and not while you're dating. Right?
Things like, when do you feel like it's appropriate to start expecting them to offer to do things?
Again, you can allude like I dropped my glass slipper, like I said, but you also have to think about who is it that I want to be? Do I want to be that girl? Let's keep it real. Look at me. Do I want to be that girl? Do I want to ask for money on the first date and bags on the first date? Is that how I want to live my life?
No.
I'm not saying, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but is that your intention? That's what I really want you to think about.
Right.
No, it's not my intention. It's not my intention. It's just that men be all on you on the first date.
So what? It doesn't mean you got to offer your body for a bag or a pair of shoes.
You know what I mean? So I just
what does all on you mean?
Like, okay, I don't know about other people, but men be trying to have sex on the first date. Like, they try to get you to come back to their house. They want kisses. They do a lot.
Oh, okay. So on the first date, you gonna offer to get a bag and some shoes or go to the mall and all that, and then they go be able to take you back to the house. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying, y'all. She's saying, since you want to ask to take me back to the house, then I want you to take me to the mall and pay me for giving sex to you. That's what she's saying. She's saying that. Damn. Prostitutes come right on out these days, don't they?
And it's just like, okay, well,
that means we're staying on a date too long, and like someone said, you don't have boundaries.
Okay.
And we're drinking too much. We're having more than 2 drinks, more than 1 drink on the first date, and we're staying on the date too long. So that's giving him the impression that you're down.
Oh.
We're having more than 1 drink. If we're staying there too long, if we're getting too comfortable, then yes. Mm-hmm. He's gonna think that, okay, she's down.
So what's a good exit? Like, how do you exit off the date early without, like, do you do the my friend's calling, I have an emergency, I gotta go, or like, how do you?
Yeah, but it should be a time. If we're meeting at 7, let's say we go 7 to 8, right? 7 to 8:30.
Right.
All right, the dinner's done. You get the check. It was so nice meeting you. Thank you for taking me out, or whatever it is that you say, and that's it. You wrap it up, and you have to go.
There you go. Simple.
Okay.
You say thank you for the date. I had a good time. Thank you very much. And then you turn around and you walk out. You don't engage any further. You don't give excuses. You don't do any of those things. Unless you want the bag and the shoes and all that good stuff. Then you say, hey, come on over here and then I do you some sloppy toppy. Because you seem like that type. How do I go straight to the mall? How do I go straight to the mall on a date means I'm willing to give you sloppy toppy for the date, for the mall. That's what that sounds like. That's what she said.
And go out early at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
I'm going to try that. And
breakfast. Go out for breakfast. Yeah.
Go out for coffee. Coffee date. Huh? Coffee date don't have to be long. You know what kind of interest, you know what type of time he's on a coffee date. Let's go on a coffee date. Cocoa date. Tea date. And then you'll know what type of time he's on. And then it's only 40 minutes or 50 minutes. And then it's vamoose. You got to go. If he's willing to pay for your lifestyle, you'll know within that hour because he'll offer to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to also update, because I know it's other people that want to talk, but I'm going to also update you too on this guy to see if it's true that he probably do have somebody. Because I figured that it's just he's busy because he's like working a full time, and plus he's still going to school to get his PhD. So I'm like, okay, I know that's busy because as an entrepreneur, I'm going to be honest, like I'm always busy. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to talk to him every day because.
And let me also add this.
Wait a minute. INC, intelligent Neanderthal caveman. Yes, these women have become 304 minded, but you have become trick minded. Men have become trick minded because you think money is the root to all the women. We're never going to love you for your money. So stop offering the money. But most men are offering the money, not necessarily for relationships, but they're offering money for the sex. So if you're going to act like a trick and you're going to present yourself as a trick, we're going to meet you where you're at. And that's the 304 mindset. So my whole point is both men and women are acting like the trick and the 304 when you're not. So stop acting like that.
When I think a guy can smell when girls are used to getting things from men, because usually when you're about that life, you really don't have to ask.
Right.
You don't. They'll be like, what do you need? Mm-hmm. Hey, did you eat today? I just sent you money. Oh, you getting your hair done and your nails this week? Here's some money. Where can I send it? It's just given. It's not something you really need to ask for. If you allude to it, they'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. So you also want to think about, how is it that I'm showing up in the world?
Right.
How am I presenting myself? How am I carrying myself? That's something else I want you to think about.
Right.
I will do that. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Right. That's amazing. That's exactly what we're saying. What we're saying is stop being 304 minded. Stop being a trick minded. Everybody stop it. I get it. These women respond to money. Why not be a good person? Why not be just a person who wants to be on a date? This is what I say. Go on coffee dates, tea dates, hot cocoa dates. Don't go on regular dates. This way, you'll understand if she's willing to go on a coffee, tea, or hot cocoa date, she might be worth a second date. Then if she's willing to come back after that coffee and tea, then you know you might have something to go further with. But don't come out of your pocket with the money date trying to impress her. Because I don't care what you say, even the best woman, even the nicest woman, even the regular marriage-minded woman is going to be impressed by money, going to be impressed by some value she perceives that you have about her if you show her this kind of money. So I'm saying take the money out of it, go on a coffee, tea, or cocoa date. That doesn't cost any money. And you be enthusiastic when you go to the date. Because a coffee date doesn't cost any money. She can have as much coffee as she wants to. $2.50 a cup. She can have 4 or 5 cups. She's not going to have that many, but you're not paying for anything other than a coffee. Okay. So that way you're not out of any money, and you can see whether she actually has the 304 mindset or he actually has the provider mindset. And then everybody, that's the first thing I do. It's a coffee date, tea date, or hot cocoa date. No other kind of date. That way you have an hour. The minimum is an hour. Then if you like the person, you go on with the date. If you don't like the person, that hour's worth of coffee, that's all you're out of. And don't get into the damn coffee date talking about she got to pay for half. She got to pay for half. No, you pay for the coffee, the tea, or the cocoa, and then you get up out of there. Okay? You can sit down at Starbucks. You have Dunkin' Donuts. You have Starbucks. You have there's coffee houses. There's cocoa houses. Just find out your local coffee, cocoa, and tea houses and make your dates there. And your dates will cost less than $50. You can afford, if you're out here dating, you can afford to pay $50 for you and her a coffee. And then you make small talk. What are your intentions? What do you want? You used to do OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. Let her explain. And then you get up and you walk away and you've only spent $50. That's it. I recommend men only do coffee date. I don't care if you don't drink coffee. Pretend like you're drinking coffee. Coffee, tea, hot cocoa. And if she's not willing to have a coffee, tea, or hot cocoa date, she's not the one for you. But every woman, any woman that's looking for a man or a husband will take a coffee, tea, or cocoa date. That way, if you're not interested after that coffee, tea, or cocoa, and she's not interested after that coffee, tea, and cocoa, she will get up and leave, or you will get up and leave. And you're not out of any kind of money. Okay? And then we can cut that narrative of she wants to pay for a $200 date. No man is paying for a $200 coffee date. Date. Regular date. No man. Don't ever make a date for a woman and you got to pay for the date. Coffee date, that's the initial. You see the person, I'm attracted. Let me talk to this person. They deserve a coffee date. Then you go on the coffee date. See if it's worth going on a date that you actually have to pay for. But the coffee date is the initial date that you go on and you're not out of money. Okay. But I'm saying, if she doesn't want to go on a coffee date, leave her where she stands, because she's not worth the time and the effort. Okay. The whole point, the whole point is, you women, Neanderthal said men aren't going out for the coffee, small talk, or to waste time. It's all about, are we hitting it off or not? That's the whole point of going on the coffee date, to see if you're hitting it off or not. That's the whole point, is to see if you're hitting it off. Okay. If you're not interested in hitting it off, take your $40 out of your wallet and then go over there to the prostitute and pay for the $40. Don't waste the time of a marriage-minded woman if you're not interested in a marriage-minded woman. If you're interested in a marriage-minded woman and you want to be in a relationship, then you'll do what it takes to be in a relationship. And that means having a date. You men think you can get access to a woman without having a date. And you women, stop acting like you're a tramp and go on the dates and present yourself in a better light than what you've been presenting yourself in. Stop asking for the moon and stars on the first date. Coffee date tells you if you're attracted to him, if he's interesting, if he has a conversation, if he's a mush-mouth, if he's an asshole. But you have to be honest about what you're trying to do. Are you trying to find a husband? Are you trying to find a wife? Or are you trying to hit? Anybody can hit. Go over there with your $40 and hit something. But don't take it over there to the table with the person who wants to have coffee, tea, or hot cocoa. The point is, every person wants, most people who go on dates want to be in a relationship. If you start there and you stop saying, oh, she just want my money, take the money out of the equation. A coffee date takes the money off the table. Okay? That's it. Take the money off the table. Coffee ain't no money. Tea ain't no money. Cocoa ain't no money. I want to see if we're compatible. Yes, I'm sexual. And what you say is, I'm attracted to you. But I want to see if we have more in common than just my attraction to you. That's what you say. That's what she says. And you work from there. I don't know how women think these days. I'm just saying, everybody wants to be liked and wanted. And you want to be wanted for not your money, right? She wants to be wanted for not just her body, right? Then find out whether that's the case on a coffee date. That's all I'm saying. And that's the only way to do it without feeling like you're being used or not wanted. And that's the only way she's going to feel like she's not being used. Okay? That's the only way that's going to happen. Take the money out of the equation and put the thoughts on the table. If that's all you want to do is have sex with her, then communicate that. I'm not saying come straight out and say, I want to bend you over. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be a little bit more subtle than that. And I get it. That's probably the only thing you want. But you can get that by passing along $40 to a prostitute. And you can get that there. Okay. But that comes though. These are the ladies that have an issue with the money. They don't know what they want. They want money, but they don't. They want somebody else's money. These are not good actors when it comes to relationships. You want to find good actors. These are three. Maybe they might be good ladies. I don't know. But they're not presenting themselves as such, right? And you can't take the time to deal with women like this when there's decent everyday women out here on the platform, out here in the world who want to have a coffee date. Coffee date. That's the first thing. Coffee date. You guys hit the like button. You guys hit the like button coming in and out. I will have the regular slated show of potential candidates at 6 p.m. That's in about 5 hours. Thank you for showing up for this pop-up show of Ashley. Thank you for showing up, because Ashley had 3, weird characters. I wanted to highlight those gold digging tendencies that is okay with Ashley, it's okay with the sprinkle, and that's cool. I'm not giving no shade. All I'm saying is I'm showing you the way the women are thinking these days, and I'm saying to combat the women, only offer coffee, tea, hot cocoa dates. Those are the only kind of dates that you want to go on. And you make them spectacular. You make the coffee dates spectacular. Okay? That's all you do. My coffee date is spectacular. That's what you say. We're going on coffee dates. And that's it. 6 o'clock. I'll be back at 6 for the real women prospects that are single and childless. And we're going to take a look at these women and see if they're worthy candidates of being a wife. Please come back. If this is your first time at the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Please come back around 6 o'clock and we'll have the big show. Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you.